Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Trainz A New Era. This is this is my first video with commentary, so that's all very well and exciting. So what I've got here is a route I'm building. It's a track plan, so I use base maps, because I'm creative like that. I got it from, I'll just find it. So, the Model Railroader, how to build more layout in less space. So that was 2010 special issue. All well and good and pretty. So this is CSX Downtown, and it is based off the CSX Miami Downtown Spur track plan. And so I've started. So what I've got here, most of this I've already recorded footage of me building it, so I'm going to be chucking that into a time lapse. So you're going to be seeing how all of this came to be. A lot of this will probably change, like along here and dodgy bit of track here, that's a bit dodgy. Probably not. This is pretty solid, maybe this. And so yeah, so I'm just gonna run the time lapse of this being constructed. I'll of course narrate while I'm doing it. So it's still a standard sort of style that seems to be used for trains and city skylines as well. People seem to do them like this. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let's get into the build. Okay, so here we are. We're in the time lapse now. So I don't really know what I did there. And so the first thing I'm doing here is oil. It's not really an oil refinery. It's more of a. It's not really anything to do with oil. Well, okay. It is a fuel depot. So when I first built this, because I already built it and I reinstalled it, and it was terrible, the original version. So when I first built this, I chucked in an oil or fuel depot. Sort of worked with the map because I had expanded it out a bit more, and there was a couple of petrol stations, so it sort of made sense. Now you can't see the petrol stations, but I'm going to imagine they are still there. So what would be actually there is Florida bottling, according to the map. I'm probably going to pronounce a lot of things wrong, mess up a lot of words, just saying. And then this is one I'm really going to mess up, where I now have the Florida bottling plant, which is on the other side of the track, was the Povidora Gyron thingy place. So that's that building on the other side of the map, that on the other side of the track. That's what where that will be by now. It's the Florida bottling. So yes, now a lot of the industries here won't actually be on the track plan, won't actually be represented in the actual thing that I'm doing. Oh god, I'm losing my mind here. On the route I'm building, so that won't be there. But some of them will be, some of them won't. Depends. The Trujillo and Sons Foods with the vegetable oil unloading, that will be there. So this is actually, this part of the track is part of a larger. Oh, I don't know what happened there. Okay, so obviously I'm trying to find assets there. That's a mess. So what I've got, lost my train of thought. So this is actually part of the track plan is part of a larger route. I've just got this smaller one because it's the one I've got. And so the entire sort of premise of this is, so the title of the article is "Grow Your Operations, Not Your Layout." So the idea of this is that you could have an industry where there isn't one really. So an industry doesn't need its own spur, and that's what it talks about. It's quite interesting, and it's a good read. So you could have. So I'm just looking at now. So yeah, there's a hidden industries part. So team tracks. So just a spare bit of track can be used next to a road, can be used for loading and unloading um, boxcars and so on. And that's what it talks about in the just using anything, any spare bit of track can be an industry. Another part is so off spots. Ooh. So it says some stuff about off spots here. So train will arrive in an industry. So yeah, extra cars. There's extra box cars, so they just get stored somewhere for a little bit. So that's interesting. There's car storage. So if there's not enough room in the yard, you leave some of them behind. And then sublet. So that's why that's a very big thing that I sort of took in to my idea here, and that's why I have the wonder if as many garage doors as possible, because every single one of those doors could be an industry. And yeah, there's a whole other stuff about practices, crossing gates, carrying trains, customer service, and all sorts of other things I might add in. So yeah, that's quite an interesting thing. I'm trying to figure out now what from the route to actually what's going on the screen at the moment. I'll start looking at the screen now. So I think what was just going on, that was making sure everything fits around the train. Of course this will be CSX, but I don't think at the time of recording I had a CSX train on, so I was just using the Southern Pacific as a stand-in. So it was just a lot of building. I think I just that lot of putting things together. So I've got, this is one of two maps, as I think I might have previously mentioned. So my first, I don't know if it's my first. My other one, my other map is North Queensland Sugar 2-foot gauge sugarcane line, and so that's a big one. So that one is my dream project, maybe would be a good way to put it. So that's my sort of, I've always wanted to sort of drive them, so I've got that. So at the moment I've just laid track. That one is gonna not be as, so that's sort of my big, this is what I want to build, this is my route sort of thing, while CSX downtown is not mine, it's someone else's idea. And what I'm doing is I'm taking the idea, putting it into a game, and I'm trying to detail it as much as possible. So when on a day where I feel like detail, this is what I'll come to, and probably a couple of others I'll start working on. I'm gonna work on another Australian one, which will be lots and lots of detail. I think so yeah, my canning line won't be as detailed, and won't go into little details as this as much, because what's going on here is I'm trying to grab the barrels, I'm grabbing the building, and I didn't realize until later what I was doing wrong. I had my mouse in the wrong position or a click spot or something. Oh, doesn't want to move. So that was my bad. So a lot of what I'm doing here. So I've watched some other videos, some other good YouTubers. If you want another really, I'm not gonna really say another really good, because I don't know if I'm really good yet. That hasn't been decided by the people yet. A good YouTuber and sort of where I got the idea of, you know, these little detail things, and sort of that sales approached me, and great channel. Go check Go check it out. That's sort of why I spend a lot of my time watching these videos. It's very good. What it does, definitely much better than me. So yeah, so he does well. So just get back onto what I'm doing here. So this part here is a car park that I'm building. I think we're still in the first recording. So all this so far has been done one lot. So the car park. Let's see. Not all of it's car park. One of it just seems to be nothing. If I look at the photo, there just seems to be skips there or garbage bins. It doesn't. Yeah. Okay. So not everything here is exactly all the way, but I felt like building a car park, and sort of now I'm trying to build an avenue. So what I was doing with the car park was so that was sort of, you'd come in and you'd park your car, you'd catch a bus. And why did I use that? So this was just trying to build that avenue, which I'm going to be working on later. But I think I eventually gave up with having grass and just stuck to white lines, which I think is what I typed in there. Yep. There we go. So this is an interesting building here as well on the right. So it's got that door on the side, so it can actually be unloaded out the side, which I think is very cool. Alright, so what just happened there with that little jump was I'd gone out into, sorry about that, it's probably a bit abrupt and terrible, I might have to edit that out a bit, but I'd gone into another map to grab some textures and stuff that I was going to use to make the road look a bit better. So what I did was I got the cracked sort of texture, I put that underneath, and then I put the good, nice textures over the top to make it sort of look like it's a bit realistic. I'm not too happy with those buildings there. I'll probably end up replacing them. I'm probably going to be changing that entire area, or sort of that block, really. So yeah, just a little bit of texturing. That's the thing that I find the hardest. I find texturing quite hard. So if anyone has any sort of tips on how to do it, I don't know what's going on here. Oh, okay, so something happened there. Something happened with a dig hole. What's going on? Oh, okay. So if anyone has any tips on texturing or whatever, that'll be very, very helpful, because I seem to be very, very terrible at that. Alright. So the voice. There might not be some loud sort of rumbling sound in the background. That is in fact a train. So going along the back fence, that's quite a while, way back actually, along the back fence of my property, it's not my property, I don't own it, do I? Of where I live, there's a train line, so it runs all the way up the coast. So that will be, by sounds of it is, so that was northbound train going north. And so that, that's annoying. So we're about to have a jump, I think, bit of a jump. And yep, now we're back onto day 2 of when I was building. So I think I had to leave, I was losing inspiration, getting bored, something happened, had to go to sleep, dinner, food. Food's very important. So yeah, so that was probably what happened there. So I'm just doing a bit more texturing. I textured and retextured and textured and retextured and that a lot here. So trying to get the look I was going for. So what's here is on one side will be I haven't decided what side, so I'm gonna be keeping some of the real industries. Because I think it would just be rude and it's not too. So Miami Produce Center. So that will be probably the building, and the other side will just be a general free-for-all, come and take stuff off our boxcars sort of thing. Oh, was that a ACME? Acme? Is that how you say it? Or do you say ACME or Acme? That was something they actually talked about in the article. Huh. Okay. That's something cool. So I'll definitely keep that in and probably make it bigger. What's going on now? So this getting onto the trailer was a bit annoying. Lining everything up was not the most fun thing I've ever done. Funnest. Okay, I need to really start thinking again. School's off, so I'm just letting my brain die by the sounds of it. So back into the car park that I was building. So I seem to be jumping all over the place, you know. If I feel like building something, I'll go build it, and then I'll come back to the other thing later. I'm a bit disciplined. I'm trying to discipline myself a bit by just doing this area. Sort of like the way I play games. I'll play a game for a month, and then I'll go play another game for a month or a few months or whatever. Or a few games. I was playing GTA 5 first time today. Very solid game, very good game. I've also, when I get back into building, I'm gonna be, sounds weird, going to be taking inspiration from that, sort of, with some of the details that they have in there, which I think are pretty nice, pretty cool. Ooh, what am I doing there? So yeah, that sort of American downtown idea I would definitely be having a look at. So yeah, I'm the kind of guy that plays GTA just to drive around the roads, go on the trains, catch the buses, occasionally have some fun just doing whatever I want, and then looking at the details to get inspiration for Trainz in the area. So now we're putting in crossings. Got these from Jointed Rail, great website. You have to pay for a lot of stuff. That's why I don't. So that sort of annoys me. But the stuff that you do have to pay for is very good. So I will be paying for stuff when something I find pretty comes out. So this was free, Safe Trainz Crossing. So I'm gonna be using Atlas, and I'll be showing or do the setup for one of these crossings. Well, I don't know if I want to say live mode. That sort of feels like copyright some other YouTubers there. I'll just do it a video, standard video on setting up my Atlas crossings. Found a time lapse. Alright, where am I now? Okay, so now we've moved further back up. So on the map that I've got, this is all unnamed stuff. All these buildings. So what I've put in here is sort of multiple industries, warehouse type thing. So this might be one industry, might be two industries, might be three industries. So there's 3 different box cars you can put in there if each industry wants one. So that's pretty cool. In my opinion, anyway. If anyone's getting motion sickness, please do tell. I'm a bit, actually, now that I think about it. So yeah, this was sort of don't know, or maybe it's I haven't really decided, so any suggestions would be good. yeah, you got some boxes, containers. 20 foot, got container sitting out there. Oh, this is an interesting thing that I decided to build when I put that old thing down. I was going to build an old abandoned spur, sort of, that would just run into this one industry, but but when I then the curves were too tight, and I thought, yuck, no, I'm not doing that. So that never actually happened. And yeah, as you can see here, mate, I think this was when I decided that it was a terrible idea. So now it's just back to all these little details, little whatever you can have here. Bits of junk and stuff. Trainz 12 has got a cane line on there. 2 foot gauge I was building. It's got great detail. It's got amazing sugar mill. So I might actually just cut it down to the sugar mill area and then release that on there. So that's just a thought I've had. Because yeah, it's got just the sugar mill area is quite nicely detailed, and I wouldn't want that to go to waste. I've surprised myself by being able to talk for the whole 20 or so minutes. I know there's like 2 minutes left in the video. So see, just putting in some cars here. And so what I want is I really want to properly do up that avenue nicely, really make it look nice and pretty, make sure everything's done. So that's why I'll be using whatever sort of resources I can get, which would give me a idea of what America is like, because I haven't been there. So when it comes to my next, it's a little build that I'm gonna do. So it'll be my own little model railway, which I might build, like probably build real life one day. So when it comes down to doing that, then I'll know exactly what's going on, because I can go down, I can take all the pictures in the world. But until then, I will be stuck, sort of guessing my way through. What was I doing here? Just putting down some cars. So some oil tankers, which I was unloading. I haven't decided whether you, but I think they will unload from there. Can't remember what I was doing here. Something in the settings. Yeah, okay. So I think that was because I've done a cinematic, but I haven't done it yet. So yeah, I've done a cinematic for the next. I don't know what happened. So yeah, for the next video, so that's probably what's going on. Right. So I've just realised that I'm a complete idiot and should write this stuff down. So this was sort of a cinematic thing that I was planning on doing for this video. So anyway, no, it's fast forwarded, and that's why everything's like that. So that was sort of the route as it is. Sort of got a nice little view there. I will write notes next time I record a video, I think. So only a few minutes left in this. We're just cleaning up this area, this is 10th Avenue. And I think this is when I started to put down some little bits of grass here and there. Dead grass, dry grass, all the dead and dry grass you could want. Oh damn, the frogs are starting up again, so that's annoying. It's been raining. So yeah, just been putting in the grass, and I think this is where so it goes random. I can't remember anymore. So yeah, just trying to get a look. So I'm going with maybe the grass is just a bit dead from the oil or whatever. Alright, so there we go. Just jump in the time lapse because I screwed up the ending last time, because I said I was going to put some music and let it run out, but then it ran out. Anyway, well, the the time lapse. So it's about 30 seconds, so there will be music. Yeah, so should be videos. I don't know when this is gonna come out. I don't know when videos after this is gonna come out. All depends on what happens with life. So yeah, pretty much until next time. Happy gaming.